Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, November 3rd, and it might be better known as the third day of open enrollment for 2017. I guess from some of your perspective, it's the best open enrollment season so far in 4 years, and for others, it's probably the worst. So hopefully the information that I'm going to provide today will be useful for you and help you, do the business that you need to do. So just with a quick show of hands, if you can just let me know if you see my screen, I'd appreciate it. Awesome, excellent. It's always good when technology works, among our other challenges, right? So let's just get right into the agenda. The PAHU webinar, I've been announcing the last couple weeks that PAHU is going to have a seminar here at URL on November 9th. That has been changed to a webinar in interest of everyone's time and the late notice getting the invitation out. During this webinar, Damian Mochin, who is the president-elect of PAHU, and Vince Phillips, who is our lobbyist, is going to talk a little bit about the meeting we had with the insurance department on Thursday, talking about fees, consulting fees, and also talking about composite rates for groups. So I think it would be worth the time signing in and listening to what they have to say and also asking your questions. And but I can tell you that the PID's position right now is still that fees cannot be charged. So I'm just letting you know that. Additional updates, we did receive the information from Capital Blue Cross, and let me just get all my notes here. Well, we'll start with UPMC. Commissions, UPMC is paying $16 per member per month. Renewal is $10 per member per month. So UPMC did come through and do what they promised, and they are going to pay brokers to write business. The other is Capital, and Capital is paying $5 per member per month for renewals only, bronze, silver, and gold. Again, renewals for Cap Blue Cross on the bronze, silver, and gold is $5 per member per month, and for catastrophic it's $4 per member per month. Now keep in mind that they are only paying on renewals, and the renewal is considered any case for Capital that is on the books as of 12/31/16 and commission paying that also re-enrolls in a Cap Blue Cross plan as of 1/1/17. So again, they have to be on the books as of 12/31/16 and commission paying and re-enroll in a Cap plan for 1/1/17. That is what is considered a renewal. And again, you would get renewal commissions, as I mentioned, the 5 for the bronze, silver, and gold, and 4 for catastrophic. So I think that's all of the commission information I have. UPMC and Capital are pulling your FFM certifications from the CCIIO report, and Highmark and Independence at this point are the only ones requiring you to go through the Sentinel Elite or the Litmus. So again, that information is all in my newsletter, and it's going out after this webinar. But if you have questions, certainly give us a call. Let's see, the next topic. We have a lot today. Short-term medical coverage limitations for 17. We talked earlier this year about some of the short-term medical applications. They put some language out there, or were spouting around the idea that the short-term medical was going to be limited to 90 days, and indeed that is what has happened. So you're going to see some changes in the short-term medical coverage and offerings from the carriers. We're getting that information in. Essentially, the changes, the 90-day limits, do not go into effect until April 1st of 17. What they say is from January through March 31st of 2017, you can sell a short-term medical policy. It can be for up to 365 days. And there will be no harm, no foul in that. However, if you write a policy for 365 days and it does not end prior to 12/31 of 17, it has to terminate, even if there's still some time left on the short-term medical, the 365 days. And any policy, short-term policy sold after 4/1 will have the 90-day limit. So again, this information will be in my newsletter, but just be mindful of these changes, and we'll keep you informed as to how that all comes out from the carriers. Flexible spending account limits for 2017, the max is $2,600 for contributions. Just want you to know that as well. Let's see what else. Here's something for all of you that wrote on the marketplace and has a plan that is discontinued. These folks will get an extension to apply for a 1/1. Instead of the cutoff being 12/15, it will be 12/31 for a 1/1. Again, I wouldn't push the issue. If you have marketplace folks that need to get coverage for 1/1, get them in by 12/15. Don't linger until the 31st because it just gets pushed back. There is talk about a possible extension up to 3/1 as well. So, again, extensions, trying to get as many folks into these plans and the marketplace as possible. So information will be in my newsletter about this as well. Just another thing that I want to keep you abreast of is if you're looking at the rates for this year, they're horrendous. And if you remember where we started in Pennsylvania, our individual rates on the PPACA plans were about a third less, if not more, than the group rates. But now the trend is that the individual rates are actually higher than group rates. So I want you to watch for groups that dissolved originally back in 2014 and maybe re-engage them with group quotes. And any brokers that also dissolved those groups, same thing. Go back to those group clients and at least get them a group rate, because chances are they may be able to save premium dollars. Additionally, if they're back on the group chassis, then the employer has the ability to write off those premiums, either as a line item write-off, or even going through the shop and getting the small business tax credit, if that makes sense. So there are a lot of options out there. They don't have to stay within the individual market. A reminder that we have a webinar today on the HealthiestYou Teladoc card. It is the largest Teladoc card in the country, and we're really excited to at least show it to you and offer it to you. It is available for individuals and families, and it's also available for groups. It's very affordable, and it's commissionable. So again, I think that it's important that if you have an interest in it, if you sign up for the webinar, you'll get a recording if you can't make it today at 2. If you've not registered, you can go to our website and register for that webinar. Again, starts today at 2. Also in my newsletter, you're going to have the consumer guide on how to obtain coverage, and also an agent guide on how to do business with URL. The consumer guide hopefully will help you. You'll be able to put that on your website or email it in PDF format, mail it out to your clients if you've decided to step away from this block. And then, of course, the agent guide is just our way of giving you kind of a roadmap on how to do individual health business with us. Again, it's not a pretty picture. Unfortunately, there's a lot of heavy lifting that we can't do now, and unfortunately, that's put back onto you if you're, again, choosing to stay in this market. It's not how we like to do business, but unfortunately, it's how we've been forced to do business. Just as a point, my good friend and agent partner Tracy, pardon me, yesterday left a message for the Trump campaign, and I wanted to pass on the number to you if you had anything life experiences on the health insurance thus far in 17 to share. You can talk to one of the campaign folks, but if they feel that you have an interesting story, they'll put you through to a voice message that is listened to by campaign managers and or Mr. Trump himself. So if you have a need to do that, I'm going to give you the number. It is, everyone ready? 646-736-1779. I did leave a message this morning. I talked about how there are no health savings accounts in central Pennsylvania, talked about the increase in my rates if I were on the individual and family platform, about a 46% increase. The fact that Philadelphia only has really one carrier option. The insurance department filing, or actually approving rates that are higher than the carrier's filed for several reasons. You know, all due respect, for several reasons they did that, but it's just not good one way or the other. How the employer plans are now cheaper, and also the fact that insurance premiums started out on the individual side a third of the cost of groups, and now they're more expensive. So again, if you have a story to tell, a personal one or one from your client, I think it's important that you do get this information to maybe the politicians that could affect some change. So that's it. We're going to open it up for questions now, and we have a few. Britt says, Northumberland County, Geisinger and Capital only through Marketplace, question mark. I don't know, Britt. Honestly, we've not had the Cap Blue Cross off Marketplace rate, so it's hard for us to go in and figure out what's on and what's off and using these charts since all the counties have been fragmented. So the answer, Britt, is I don't know, but I will find out. I'm going to write that down. And Tracy says, Deb, on NEPA, are they paying commissions on all business that is put through on silver and bronze, even if they were with the carrier in 16? Great question, Tracy, and the answer is yes. For NEPA, Blue Cross of Northeastern PA, now Highmark East, they are paying $6 per member per month gross, so that means $4.80 per member per month for all of you. We get the $1.20. And for silver and bronze HMO on or off Marketplace, they are paying that. The other two plans, gold HMO and bronze bronze PPO, they are not paying any compensation. So if you have a person in NEPA now that's insured and they write on a silver or bronze HMO on or off Marketplace, that is commissionable. So great question, Tracy. Michelle says, did you say that UPMC and Capital Blue Cross are paying commissions on new submissions? No. UPMC is paying on new and renewal. It's $16 per member per month for new and $10 per member per month for renewal. Capital is only paying on renewals, and that is $5 or $4 for the catastrophic. Tammy says, just to clarify, in Pennsylvania, you can or cannot charge a fee to consult with an individual on a health plan in the case where there is no commission. Tammy, the insurance department is saying no. Whether there's a fee, a commission paid or not, you are not able to charge a fee. Now again, this is not legal advice. I know there are agents out there doing it, and you know, you have to do what you have to do. There seemed to have been a gray area where if you were consulting and just narrowing down the plans, looking at the networks, looking at the formularies, that that was kind of outside the charging of fees and that it was acceptable. But again, their official position is no, you cannot do it. So my official position is no, you can't do it, but I'm telling you what some are doing. And I'll leave it at that. Joe says, per member means family of 4 times 6 gross 24. Right, but it's actually a family of 4 times $4.80 equals whatever that equals. So yes, if it's a 2-person and you're getting $4.80, then you're what, $8 or $9.60 per month for those 2 members. Hope that makes sense. Mike says, do you have rate sheets for any available plans that we can give current clients who are getting canceled to find their own? Some are making too much to qualify for Marketplace. Mike, we have everything that we have is on the website. Cap Blue Cross has not released their paper rates yet, which seems to be the biggest challenge. Geisinger doesn't have their paper rates either. So what we have is out there. The consumer guide, which really does give details on how to apply, who to call, the website, direct store locations. That is going to be in my newsletter. So those are the tools we have right now, Mike, and as soon as we get all the other stuff, we're going to get it loaded onto to our site. Sunny says, if a CBC enrollee for 16 through one broker is a CBC enrollee in 17 through a different broker, is that still a renewal and commissionable? Sunny, I'm going to have to get back to you on with clarification. I've been going back and forth with Capital actually last night and this morning because I have one agent partner that wants to take over a current Cap Blue Cross case, and then I have another broker that wants to remove themselves from a current case. Capital is telling me in both situations they're not entertaining any broker of record changes. So I'm going to find out if there are any circumstances, like you said, with an application that would change. I just don't have an answer for you yet. Jay says, I believe you mentioned that there are no longer HSA plans offered. In Central PA, Dauphin, Cumberland, Perry, Jay, there is not. If I wanted to buy an individual plan for myself, a health savings account, I don't have that option through Geisinger, through Capital, or through Highmark in my area. There are some HSAs out there, though, incidentally, just not in Central PA for us. Frank says, we are getting $5 per member per month from Cap Blue Cross, or will it be less when URL gets their small piece of override? No, Frank, the $5 is yours. We're not getting a whole lot, but on the renewals we're getting 3, and the catastrophic we're getting 1. So that $5 or $4 that we mentioned respectively, that is all yours. And let's see. Joe says, per your newsletter, how to do business with URL under Highmark NEPA, it states emailing the application. Is this new? Highmark, you can email. NEPA, that would be, I put a section in on NEPA, Joe, that if you wanted commission, if it was a commissionable product, you have to enter it on their website or through the marketplace. It can't be a paper app. But if you're writing one of the two plans, the bronze PPO and gold HMO, if you want to write a paper application, you can, because there's no commission. So that's why I put it in there. But if you want commission on those 2 products with NEPA, it has to be entered through an online system, either theirs or through the marketplace. Joe says, mail first premium in step 3 with plan selection. Yes, Joe, that step 3, and I know it's confusing, but when you mail premiums into Highmark or any carrier for that matter, I think we've all experienced that they get lost. So our suggestion is to, whatever step it is on the application, it doesn't necessarily have to be step 3, and I'll probably remove that. Whatever step it is the important part is when you send a check in after making application to any carrier, I would put the first page of the application attached to it. That way they know who it's for, and it stands a less chance of getting lost. That's all. Joe says applications must be entered onto Highmark's portal at bcnepa.com for commission credit. All other applications can be emailed or sent directly to Highmark East. Correct. That's exactly right. Mike says, Health Connect online rating tool, does it have current rates or will it? I see only CBC rates showing for our area, but are they current for 1/1? No, they're not current for 1/1 that I know of. We have discontinued our relationship with Health Connect, EBIX, as of 11/1. Quite frankly, it was an expense we did not need to incur. And if you recall last year, the rates were not even up until mid to late December, so essentially it was not usable. We do have on our website a quoting portal link for on marketplace that may help you, and then of course the paper rates for on and off under each carrier segment. But that's it. Those are the only tools that we have this year for you. And Joe says, so Marketplace itself, submitting online the NEPA cases is okay. Yes, it is. It's okay, and it's commissionable. If you go through Healthcare.gov and submit those 2 NEPA plans, it is still commissionable. If it comes in a paper app, it's non-commissionable. That's it. All right, that looks like all of our questions today. We had a lot. I know it's just a crazy time of year. Please call with any questions you have. We're, again, we're trying to supply all of the tools that you need and resources without going broke. And I know you guys are in the same boat. So I think if we just keep level heads and we just learn to do business a little bit more efficiently, hopefully we can survive this and things will turn around. But for now, this is how we are forced to do business. That's it. That's it for today. And just a reminder, next webinar for our PPACA weekly webinar is November 10th. We are looking to put together, just as an FYI, another webinar on individual gap plans and critical illness that you can include with your individual health plans. And we're also running some for group health plans, because I think that is something with group health that is important to kind of add plans to supplement the deductibles. So as always, I really appreciate you joining in, and hopefully we'll get through this year. Things will change, and we can all do business properly again. But for now, I do thank you for joining in, and I thank you for your business and your support. And I'll talk with you next week. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.